There we go.
My name is Clay Heinford, and I'm doing my presentation on PTSD and how it affects within the families. PTSD is also known as shell shock. It comes when a condition after experiencing a traumatic event, which can cause physical harm or a person is threatened for their life. Most people suffer from these effects of PTSD, experience high levels of fear, helplessness, shock, anger, and nervousness and guilt. My first article, popular press article, from When Emotional Trauma is a Familiar Affair. It deals with mostly the child aspect of it, from the parent having the PTSD, and it goes into saying that trauma can be passed down to the child from the parent in a form of, it's called secondary PTSD. And it also goes into talking how to deal with PTSD from the parents and the families. It goes, the one thing they talk about is social support, and social support is getting family and friends around the person of the victim with PTSD, and just getting them back on track and loving them and supporting them in whatever they do. My second article, scholarly article, this article is called Hardiness, Parenting Stress, and PTSD Symptomology in U.S., Afghanistan / Iraq Era Veterans or Fathers. It majorly talks about the parent aspect of it, but it also talks about how it can affect the family, but it talks majority. A study was shown during this thing on this article. It talks about the three aspects of parenting, stress, hardiness, and PTSD, and they tested on all three of these. They brought in 94 veterans of Afghanistan or Iraq, and it was shown that PTSD was related, and if they didn't have hardiness, hardiness is a personality construct that refers to one's sense of commitment to a task or cause, control over time, situation, and outcomes in view of the challenges are necessary part of life. And those three aspects they were talking about, if the person of the veteran had hardiness, most likely the studies showed that they did not have parenting stress problems. But if the person did not have hardiness, the character trait, then parenting stress was the main thing with PTSD. And that also goes into talking about the solution of helping these, and it goes to also social support. And that leads to my compare and contrast. The way they deal with the family or with PTSD, with social support, was the majority one. They both talked about the relations with the families and how PTSD affected them. And the differences, the popular press talked more about the children aspect, and the scholarly one talked about the parents, and the scholarly one talked about the character trait of hardiness, which the other one did not mention hardiness at all. I believe the audiences of these two articles have to be families that have a loved one with PTSD, so they know, because they give examples of how to deal with this. I believe this gives them comfort and a way that they deal with it. And then, does the popular press article accurately represent scientific work in the field? I believe it does in some aspects. I believe it supported it with the ways of how to deal with it. I believe in one sense it did not, because it dealt with children and parents, and also the scholarly one gave more scientific work, and the popular press gave opinionated, most is what I saw. And those are my references.